Brad, can you tell us again on the changes on the lending side? What the
Yeah. So conforming loan limits get announced every year. And with this announcement, they are increasing them again, which is great news because if a property was falling under a jumbo, now it might qualify under conventional financing. And for those that don't know, really what that means is it's the pool of investors that are willing to play in that realm. And so anytime we can do conventional financing versus jumbo, we just have that many more outlets, which then makes it more competitive and allows for easier documentation versus jumbo. There's only a handful of investors that play in that world, and so of course your pool is limited. So it's always going to be a little more challenging to get through. Maybe there's different criteria. They can kind of run to the beat of their own tune, so to speak, versus where Fannie and Freddie set the rules and create the playing field. So it's just good news across the board. Outside of that, rates have been kind of relatively flat as the stock market has. So which we're probably going to see that same carry now through. We've already kind of increased a little bit heading into the holidays, the beginning of the holidays, and we'll probably see that continue on for the rest of the year until after the first of the year, after the inauguration. Then we should start seeing rates coming down.
I've heard like, generally speaking, like the end of January is a sweet spot for lower rates. Is that kind of what you see historically?
Yeah, normally, historically, as they typically will slightly increase throughout the last quarter of the year, come that first to second week of January, we usually see them start to come down a little bit and give a little reprieve. This year is obviously anything but unique because we have the new administration coming in, the inauguration coming in on the 20th. So everything will probably follow on right on the coattails of all of that being completed before we really start to see anything take hold. So yes, that's where I think by the time we see all that done and complete and then start to see some traction, it'll be that first week of February.
Huh, okay.
But like anything, there's no crystal balls, there's no guarantees. And, you never know what is going to happen. Unfortunately, all we can do is speculate at this time.
Okay. Anybody else have questions for Brad on rates or loan limits, conventional or otherwise? Because you could do all of the things, right, Brad? You guys have a large lending kind of.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you texted me the other day about commercial, and now when you get into doing full strip malls and some of the really larger commercial space, then those usually will end up falling with a commercial lender that is playing with that size of what they're doing. But any of the small little things and mom pop style businesses or mixed use or any of those things, absolutely, we have 100% ability to get those done, as well as of course anything residential and non-QM, which is more your unique stuff. So just always trying to have plenty of tools in the belt to help you guys get deals done.
Okay. So non-QM, those are the ones that are people that aren't going to do normal conventional loans, right? Non-QM is people.
Right. So your regular QM is qualified mortgage. That's it's normal ability to repay debt. It needs to be demonstrated. So that's usually your pay stubs, tax returns, W-2s. And then you get into the jumbo world, like what we were just talking about. It's still that same ability to repay, although it's under a little more scrutiny. Non-QM will be more for like your investors, or if we're having to take somebody that's self-employed that is going to be running more on the bank statement program, something of that nature. Those are your non-conventional type of products that are definitely outside the box thinking.
Okay. Yeah. I know we've been chatting a little bit about getting into the Hispanic market, and that seems to be a lot of
for the I-10. Yep.
Of entrepreneurs type of thing where it may
yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see. For today, I wanted to share with you some of the things that we learned at Fathom Summit. One of the trainings that we had was on doing video marketing and getting your name out there using video. Akiko or Alex or Melissa, have you guys done anything along those lines of putting out videos? Do you ever send a video message to people or post anything like a market update?
I
No,
post
haven't.
market updates occasionally.
Okay. Do you get some traction on that? Do you get some engagement?
Yeah, on my real estate page, I do.
Okay. Go ahead, Alex. Were you gonna
Uh,
say?
for me, I started doing it more like so and so, more like educational and the market update. I haven't done it for long enough to answer if I get traction, but I think it's really good because they see your face as well.
Mm-hmm.
And doing videos makes you look like an expert. So then they get more confident with you.
100% agree.
Yeah, because then you're the resource, right? When they have a question, they will ask you, right? Which is why I wanted Brad to just kind of demonstrate. Like, if I wanted to ask Brad a question, every Friday he puts out a market minute with what's going on in the market. So, and it's just a minute, right? So, yeah. What kind of content are you putting out, Alex? Besides the market update, is it any like graphics or anything, or is it just you doing the like, hey, here's the market? What does it look like?
No, I mostly talk about it. I try to do graphs where I can, but I didn't. It's just talking about it.
Okay.
And like, sometimes I just take a topic and talk about it. Like I was talking to Brad last week. I met a client several times, and I forgot how some clients they just don't know anything about buying a home, not even the basics.
Yeah.
So I realized how important it is to do these videos because there are people out there that will appreciate you telling them everything, every little step. They will become more confident with you and then call you probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have for you, if I can find it, I have like 20 windows open. I have for you, and I'll send it out. It's a calendar of weekly topics that you can do for the entire year. 4 weeks January, 4 weeks February. Different video topics that you can do that are like client education, just getting them kind of, basic information for buyers, like what's the first step? What should I do first? How's my credit? How can I improve my credit? What can I do about that? That kind of thing.
Oh, that's really good because sometimes you just there's either too many options or you run out of options. So it's good to have a source that kind of gives you a schedule.
Yeah, I'm gonna try one more time to dig it up here. It's
Sure, I appreciate it.
in the More Monday folder, but honestly, 2024. All right, let me do it the easy way. All right, I'll send it out to you.
Okay.
Topics by month, all 12 months of video topics for you. So if you aren't sure what to say and you're like, I don't have any content, I don't know what to put out, there's a couple ways you can do it just organically. Is go post on a Facebook page, community Facebook page, and just say, look at what the questions are that people are asking about the market, and you usually can find some marketing topics in there, or you can even post a question like, what's the first step to getting ready to buy a house, and see what pops up. People will throw in their 2 cents, and then from there you can answer those questions, engage, and engagement is really the key, because that then puts you up there as the market expert, right? As the resource
Right.
where they can keep asking.
And
Mhm.
there's posts in the Fathom marketing portal too that you don't necessarily have to just repost those. You can use those as content to have a conversation piece for your videos.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good too. I appreciate it.
That way you've just got an endless supply of topics and you can add to it however you need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull that up for you. Maybe be helpful.
And if you're not doing it, when you're doing your videos, rather than just doing take after take and trying to figure out what to say, you can actually, there's a whole slew of different apps. Um, but there's one I use that when I used to really do a lot of videos, I haven't lately. It's on my goal to get back to, but it'll actually do a teleprompter for you. And so then you can type in or speak into it what you want to say, get it all, dialed in, and then you can adjust the speed accordingly so that when you're looking at your phone, it is teleprompting everything you say. So when you're recording the video, it appears a little more professional and not getting so much or and doing things that people do when they're just winging it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I saw I saw an ad on that, but it was more like it was giving you ideas for videos as well, and it was getting expensive. But just a teleprompter, that's really good because when I do a 1 minute video, it's pretty easy to get through it without even having notes.
Correct.
But the longer, you lose your touch sometimes.
Yeah, you want to stay on point and have it, get your message across very clear and precise. And so the one I've used is called Big View, BIV or BIGVU.
Yeah.
Um, and it's minimal cost, and you can adjust everything to it and get everything going accordingly. So
Just don't wear glasses when you're doing it. I watched a video once where I saw the teleprompter and the
yeah,
reflection of the glasses.
yeah. Well, and to that point too, depending on which way you have it set up, this is where you have to play with it and kind of review it yourself. And because a lot of times, depending on where you have the teleprompter scrolling, and depending on whether it's this way or this way, you'll be looking at the teleprompter, which is not at the camera lens, and so your eyes won't be focused into the camera. So you got to kind of watch that too. So you really kind of want to, depending on how it's laid out, you want to be able to read it out of peripheral, but while still staring into the camera. Otherwise, it doesn't look like you're talking to the camera at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I don't usually use glasses, but okay, sunglasses.
Yeah. Okay. I have for you the marketing center thing here. I wanted to share this really quick just so you can see what's in there. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here's all the social media stuff that's in here and ready to go. There's stats and charts in here. Like here's one on staging your home for a quick sale. There's a ton of ways you can use this content to kind of get a short little blurb that shows that you are kind of an authority in the space. But then at the top here, you could even put some things in here like home renovations that pay you back. Here's some things that you could do. So you could use these as talking points too. If you didn't want to use a teleprompter or whatever, you could even write your own script around it and then just record that, right? Using Big View. And I think Big View even is free. I think there's a free
version and then there's a paid version. Yep.
Yep.
Just depending on what you want to do.
Right. So they got a home buyer timeline series in here, getting started in a new home series, last minute showing series. So there's lots of little tips you could throw in here, even in social media, and just say, hey, somebody asked for this, here's this, or whatever. Like, look at the questions and then see what you can add as value that you can get people to engage for you. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, Akiko, did you want to add anything? I know you had taken your thing off there. As far as doing market updates or any kind of video engagement, are you doing anything in that space?
No, I don't. Sorry, I'm kind of busy. So, but you could just share me the very good link. So, marketing center and social media. I'm gonna check the one by one from this week. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and then I'll get out the annual video calendar too, because I think it's super easy. You could probably even Google this. Honestly, there's probably several out there on real estate video content because it's so popular, and not that many agents do it because they feel like they don't look good on camera, they don't like how their voice sounds or whatever it is. But if you can be authentic and just say, hey, hey, it's so and so, it's Krista, and I'm coming from this open house here at Rockland, or hey, I was just touring this new home community here in Rockland. Here's some cool stuff that's going on, and here's some models that have some incentives right now if you're looking, that kind of thing. You can just put out really easy content. It doesn't have to be, very anything super special. Susie, Susie's making me dizzy. She's just parking here. All right, Susie, did you want to share something about video content?
No, I was just raising my hand as one of the people that I don't do videos because I think I look weird and everything else. So I got to start doing that.
Yeah, because it does set you apart. And the more that you can do to be in front of the clients or in front of the target audience, the better. They say that, attention is the currency of sales, right? So if you can get attention, that is what's going to move your business forward. Okay, we have like 10 minutes before DJ and Jaron hop on here. Let me see here. Got, okay. Oh, yesterday. Okay. So many questions. Okay. Let me see what else I can find for you.
You want to tell everybody, remind everybody about the shindig tomorrow?
So we have a couple things going on. Tomorrow we have a meetup at BJ's Restaurant in Roseville from 4 to 6. It's a happy hour. And the reason we did that was because usually we have meetups at noontime and it's a lunch meeting. But the agents that are dual career agents sometimes can't make those because they can't leave their job for lunchtime. So we decided to schedule it for 4 to 6 this time to give you some time to travel and maybe meet up with us for just a little bit over at BJ's. If you want to bring any canned food for the Sacramento Food Bank, that's great. If you can't, I totally understand. People are busy, and that's fine. We'll probably put together a short, like a small Venmo kind of thing. And then if you want to donate to the Sacramento Food Bank, we've done that in the past too. And then we just present a check to the food bank. They really appreciate that too. So whatever is easier for you to do that. So the Fathom Business Systems, I want to just share really quick what that is. Were any of you on the training that Wally did about 2 weeks ago? Oh, thank you. Look what I left on my car. Oops.
At least it was still there.
And it's nice and cold.
So
Yeah.
where did we have a calendar for Wally's meetings?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Where's the calendar for Wally's meetings?
Okay, so the next one is going to be next Monday. It's going to take the place of our next meeting for More Money Monday because it's a 90-minute training. And if you haven't met Coach Wally, it's an honor, honestly, to get on these calls. He normally coaches very, very high-level teams. And usually to get a meeting with Wally and to be coached by him, you have to close at least 1,000 transactions a year. So it's very, very high level. And he is coaching our agents now as part of what Encompass Lending is sponsoring for us. So thank you to Brad. And I think Vera's Title is also in on part of that. And so Fathom Holdings is a family of companies, right? And underneath Fathom Holdings, we have Fathom Real Estate, Encompass, Vera's Title, Live by Local, which we had a training on last week. Just so that you can see who is underneath this Fathom umbrella and what the value add is. So Coach Wally is going to be doing a 90-minute presentation next week on helping you price your listings to sell. So if you have a problem, kind of getting that message over to your seller about how to properly price a listing, that is going to be a really good training for you to have that conversation so you can kind of guide them to the conclusion of this is where my house should be priced, instead of you saying, here's the comparables, here's the market statistics, and they still say my price should be here because my house is the nicest one in the neighborhood, and they all think that, right? Like every seller thinks their house is the nicest house. So you need them to kind of get to the point where that conclusion is their conclusion, not just you saying, hey, this is where we should be, but that way that you get the number that you should be getting at, and they arrive at that as well. Through the conversation. So that's going to be a 90-minute training next week on helping you get your listings sold by pricing them properly. Today's training is on motivation and timing, which has to do with buyers and sellers. What's their motivation? What's the timing? And how do we guide that conversation so that we are in front of them when they're ready to act? And how do we make sure that we're communicating and making sure we understand when that timing is for them? So that's going to be super great. I'm excited about that. And then these trainings from Coach Wally are going to be, I believe, every other week to start, and then they're going to be weekly. And these are all paid for by Fathom for you. So that's just another value add. And Alex, now that I see you, I need to reach out to that agent that you referred over to me. He didn't call, so I'm going to call him and catch up with him and help him answer questions for him.
Sure.
And then Susie, who's on the call right now, is our agent referral coordinator. She's the one that will work with anybody that you refer over and help them get onboarded if they decide that this is where they want to be. These meetings, these More Money Monday calls, any of these trainings that we do with Coach Wally, anything that we do here on More Money Monday, those are great places for you to invite other agents so they can kind of see what we do, see how we work together before they decide that we're the place they want to be. Susie, you're muted. Did you want to say something?
No, sorry, I'm at a restaurant trying to watch, listen, and order at the same time. I'm on my way up north though. I'm trying to see if we're gonna be close to Sacramento. I might see if I could pop in for a happy hour.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great. I'm here. I'm going to be there as well.
Yeah, Brad's
Okay.
already in town. So he's here today and tomorrow. If you have some time you want to meet up with Brad, shoot him a text too. I'm sure that he would be happy to meet up with you in person.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm a partner driving with my husband, so I don't know where his meetings are. So after we're done, I'm gonna find out if we're in Sacramento or not.
Super. Yeah, we'd love to have you. Like I said, BJ's is where we're going to be. I know I sent out a text, email. I'll send out a text message this afternoon too, just to get a final count, see where we're at. I'm sure it's going to be a small group, which is fine. We will have a good time either way. But I want you to be able to, get eyeball to eyeball with other agents and Brad and Susie if she can make it, and just kind of, have that time to be together just for a little bit. I know it's busy. Alex, you raised your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, quick question. I know that Coach Wally had 2 big trainings. I believe they were both each 90 minutes. Did he had more? Because I know I was on vacation. Maybe I missed the one when I was on vacation.
Yeah, Brad, do you know, maybe I've missed it. Is the website up yet with the recordings?
The website's there, but the recordings are not. We have to follow up with Darren and DJ on those because we've been bugging them to get those accessible for us. You didn't miss anything other than those 2. This is the third one that's coming down the pike. But we want to get those recordings to you for those other 2 because those were definitely a huge ball of information on business planning.
Okay, sounds good.
It was great. It was big. It was a good business planning session. So definitely access those when those are available, and we'll make sure when they're accessible. We'll make sure you get a link for that.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. We've got about 5 minutes before DJ and Darren hop on. Sorry. I'm trying not to be sick. I'm trying really hard not to be sick.
It's going around, and I know you've been kind of lingering with this one for a little while now too.
It's the worst. All right. Let's see. Okay. Trying to answer. I'm like getting all these text messages all of a sudden. So sorry about that. Okay. So for next week, we've got Coach Wally Monday. It sounds like I put the wrong date on there. It is the what? 16th. I'll fix that for you. All right, Susie, have a good one. Good to see you. All right. What I'd like to know from you that are on the call, is there any other trainings that we could provide to you that would be very helpful for you right this minute, as far as any Fathom systems or any of the tools that we have that are on that big dashboard in IntelliAgent? Is there a tool in there that you would like to see training on? There's always trainings under Fathom Academy, and on Wednesday you should be seeing a newsletter called Fathom That, and on that newsletter every week when it comes out, there's a link that says what the national trainings are. Are you guys seeing those emails?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So
Yeah.
there are live trainings, good, and then they're recorded and they're put in Fathom Academy. So if you didn't see the training that it's a topic you're interested in, you can still go into Fathom Academy and pull that up. But they do have live ones, and the thing about live is they're very interactive, so you can ask questions. They sometimes break into small groups, so it's really nice if you can jump onto something that's live. All right, I'm going to ping DJ and Darren, let them know we're ready to go. And then we should be going here. Let's see. There we are. All right. Okay, so let's see. There should also be, I think, the 16th, and the next one will be the 23rd. I don't think we're going to have More Money Monday that week of Christmas, just so you know. I think we may have a very short something or other. If Coach Wally does something, I will for sure make sure you see it, but I don't think we're gonna do more Money Monday that day. Okay. Anything you've got to add, Mr. Brad?
Light group today. I think, this is gonna be kind of the way of the month,
It's
as
always
we head into the holidays here. The only thing I would say is, if you're not going to be out, making phone calls and touching people and doing open houses, then at least get the social posts that, that we were just talking about. And, anything you can do to finish the year strong, because everything we do is lagged, meaning that it's, 30, 60, 90 days, usually around closer to 90,
Yeah.
before you see the results of it. So everything we're doing right now is, for heading into February, March, and that's when things pick back up. So if you're not doing things, somebody else will be, and then that's going to drive attention to them. And it's about getting in front of people first.
Yeah. All right. So Darren is going to jump on here. Looks like Darren is
Yeah.
just jumping on here.
Yep.
Great. All right.